territory at the 47.
Kill. Everybody kill.
Now Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got it in. That's Williams. And he's got this down to the 35.
Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go, 47.
Out of his hands quickly to C.D. Lamb. From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Bills' 29-yard line.
Hey, kill. 47. 26.
Here's Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Yeah, here we go. 26.
Prescott yet again. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's another Cowboys first down.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams, a 23-yard run. And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Into space at the 45. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down.
Here's Allen to throw it.
Open man is Palmer.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
I do think that sometimes on third and long, many defenders just get caught watching the sticks instead of watching the ball. And the guy who's got it, because here, they just got the ball into the receiver's hands and told him to do it yourself, a little bit of a desperation play. And he was able to take the short throw and turn it into a big gain.
James Cook, 28 yards. And the Bills respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And not a whole lot of room to operate there in the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
49-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Kill.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
Here's Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Screen play set up for Williams.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
7-7, our score after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with 4th down and 1.
How about this? They'll change it at the line.
Good. Wide eight. We're going to 54. Wide eight.
Prescott to throw on fourth. That is caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown.
Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick six.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Prater on to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Bills 14, Cowboys 7. Matt Prater is set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. Look at him go inside the 30. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Cowboys. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
From the 21, here's the 2nd and 8.
To the air, Allen.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. They'll hand it off now. Williams.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
10 yards. That's good for a Cowboys 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
20-yard line.
Here we go, 47. 46.
Prescott. Throw left side, held in by Pickens. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Prescott to throw it. Left side to Lamb. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 4th down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. Throwing. Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this time.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Bills.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he slings one that's incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Allen to throw once more. Allen going to run with it. That's complete to Palmer. Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. Now Allen. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Josh Allen.
Donovan Ezeraku. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. From midfield, here's Allen. Allen going to run with it. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 41. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
To throw is Prescott. Here's one deep for Pickens. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside. To 15. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Prescott now. Now he's going to step up and run. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Yeah, here we go. And tip wide eight. Hey, 47. Here we go, 46. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He'll try and do this himself. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now Prescott going to change the play.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Hey, kill. They were going to 53. 26.
They'll drop the throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the final stages of this 1st half. Aubrey now for the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the 1st half as they'll kick this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. That'll be complete to Cook. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter.
3:19.
A final shot before half for Allen. That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that 1st half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the 1st half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
And he's going to drop this over to his fullback. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good look at the end of that one.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Up the middle, it's Cook. Fights out the defender. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's Allen. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun, it's Allen.
Able to find the open man. It's complete.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 13-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Allen going to run with it. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bills are an extra point away from drawing level.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking. Nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates. I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
They'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Now Dak, he wants to change the play. Now they'll change things up.
At the 38-yard line.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams.
And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. An audible here to get a new look.
Switch. Hey, go. Get out there. Hey, kill.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll try the middle with Cook. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 68 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Allen to throw it. This to the tight end, Kincaid. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Dalton Kincaid
from 17 yards out.
And the Bills have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front.
Prater for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Hey, 47. Then we're going to 53. Here we go, 46. 46.
Here's Prescott. This throw left side is caught by Tolbert. And he's brought down.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Cowboys first down.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Bills' 42.
Here's Prescott. Now he'll tuck this and run. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And this is caught. A big play here for Dallas. 41 yards.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams.
Yeah! 180. Gun. Hey, go kill. 26.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
But what they're seeking with an RPO is space for the receiver to make a catch and then make a play downfield, but there wasn't any space available, thus the incompletion.
3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. It's a keeper with Prescott. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from evening this one up.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Allen going to run with it. Open man is Palmer. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Cook up the gut. And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
To throw, it's Allen. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 more yards there and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Back to the ground, Cook.
Well, this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 81 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Allen now looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
Sorry, it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Allen going to run with it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Stop.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, in a tight 1-point game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Here is 3rd down and 4.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
And as this drive began, the offense had to be thinking touchdown, knowing the situation. Even after that loss, touchdown still on their minds. This is a one-possession game. A field goal doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
Cook is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Again, it's Cook. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Here we go. A big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Now Allen. That's to his running back, complete. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This ball intercepted. And the Bills are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And